What's up, guys? Drew and Cars here. So I got a little test I want to run today. Got a thermal gun. Ground is 90 degrees, almost 100 in some spots. The motor itself, ambient temp, sitting about 85 to 90 degrees. In these Texas temperatures, the stock electronics get super hot. The ESC not as much, but the motor ridiculously hot. So I wanted to try something out. I got a new heat sink with a double fan, and I saw somewhere if you run like computer thermal paste between the motor and the heat sink, can actually help make the heat sink more efficient. So I'm gonna give this a run, stock setup. Measure the temperature after, I don't know, maybe a 5 or 10 minute drive. Pull the stock heat sink off, put some paste under it, maybe throw it in my truck, run the AC a little bit, get the temps back down, and then run it again with the thermal paste to see what temps it brings. Cool it off, run the new fans, cool it off, and then thermal paste and new fans, and see if we can get this thing to cool down a little bit. I know, generally speaking, people say just throw better electronics in it, but I live in Texas. It honestly doesn't matter if you're running stock electronics or upgraded electronics. It's going to be hot outside, especially during the summer. So I just want to figure out how to cool things down before I even put new electronics in it. See if I can make the stock system last, and then when I do upgrade, make sure the new system lasts. So let's put it together and see how it does. So after I set a 10-minute timer, after 7 minutes it hit a cutout for me. So we're sitting at 140 right now. At the bell end, 140 almost exactly. And then a lot higher. It's starting to cool down now that the fan's kicking in, and now the ESC stays a lot cooler than the motor does. But I'm gonna let this cool down. I'll pull the stock heatsink off, put a little bit of thermal paste on it. I guess run it for 7 minutes, see if it lasts longer than that, and then go from there. We're cheating the system a little bit. We're gonna run the AC on the floor vents, let the fan take in some cold air, cool it down nice and quick, that way I can touch the motor again, and then go from there. I'm leaving it run on the battery, that way the fan still operates, and we'll get it swapped out. It's going to turn out a little bit different. New heat sink is way too big. That's alright. I'm going to try and get the fans to screw into the original heat sink. I had to pull the motor out, and I was about to give up on doing in sections, and then realized the heat sink was too big anyway. So I'm just gonna put the thermal paste on the original heat sink and either put the stock fan back on and just run it with thermal paste, or put the new fans on top of the heat sink, get it all wired in, run it like that. Stock fan with heat sink thermal paste. I'll set a timer for 7 minutes. We'll see if it thermals out before then. We'll check the temps after the 7-minute run, see if they're any better or worse than before. Oop. Oop, drop it off the cliff. Gotta be careful with this edge because it drops off the cliff down to where we crawl at. So far, so good. I think my 7-minute timer's about to go off here in a second. And then I'll check the temp. Yep, all right. Let's check the temp, see what it does on stock fan with thermal paste. So a little bit better. It didn't thermal out though. No, the servo's definitely hot. Cause it's going slow. We'll put the fans on and then we'll see how it does after that. All right, to finish things off, I just went ahead and got a 40 mil fan. Replace the stock one. I just got done running it out front of the house. And it did get fairly hot. This fan is cooling it down pretty quick. Here it is, like 45 seconds maybe max. I just grabbed the water from the fridge and it's already 20 degrees cooler, 30 degrees. I think that's the solution. Big fan, thermal paste. In conclusion, guys, I think the best setup you can do is a big fan, thermal paste, and whatever heatsink you have available, whether it's a stock one or an upgraded one. Originally, I had set out to test, in stages, completely bone stock, just the stock heatsink, stock fan, run it, see how high the temperatures would get. I ended up hitting a thermal cutout. So then I kind of just based off of how long can I run it instead of how hot can I get it. After I put the thermal paste on, I ran it, definitely ran longer than 7 minutes. So the thermal paste did help. When I got done running it, the temperatures kind of remained the same. They were both always in the 145, 150 range. But I think with the thermal paste and the fan, it's just being more efficient. It's not necessarily being more efficient in the way that it holds lower temperatures. It just keeps the heat away for longer. Now the other heatsink in the double small fan, it didn't work out, so I ended up not doing that. I went to another hobby store that was close to the park. When I was done running the car, I got a big 40 mil fan, took the stock one off, as you guys know, and I was able to run it for 15-20 minutes without hitting a thermal cutout. So my temps still kind of remained on the higher end. I mean, obviously it's hot outside right now in Texas. Our ambient temps are 100. It's only going to get hotter from here. Summer's just starting, so I wanted to get some kind of setup that would make me be able to run the truck, you know, almost the entire battery length without having to stop and take breaks and worry about it overheating. I probably still will, you know, after 10-15 minutes or so, let it cool down, take a break, run it some more, however long it takes before the battery dies. But I highly recommend this on any vehicle you run that you have, that's like a basher or a race truck or anything like that that goes fast, spends time outside. I want to do it to my Slash. It's geared pretty fast for a two-wheel drive, and it gets pretty hot. I have a fan and heat sink on it. I haven't hit a thermal cutout on it yet, but it gets pretty hot. Like, I don't know if Spectrum has a different thermal cutout temperature than Traxxas does, but it gets really hot. So I don't want to fry that system. I'm going to put thermal paste on it, test it out, make sure I like it. But, you know, ultimately I could just throw better electronics in this. But again, I live in Texas. It's still going to get hot, whether it's stock electronics or new electronics. I want to prevent either system from overheating. I really think this is the best way to do it. Throw thermal paste on there, get a good fan, and just have fun. So let me know what you guys think. What have you guys done besides gearing? You know, have you channeled air differently? Are you using fans to extract heat? Are you using fans to blow heat in? What are you guys doing to help keep your temps down? Other than that, thanks for watching. Have a good day.